Layoffs have hit 3 more Sony-owned studios. Guerrilla Cambridge, the studio behind Killzone Mercenary on Vita, SCE London, the PlayStation ecosystem's casual game studio, and Evolution, the studio known for MotorStorm and currently working on Drive Club, all had staff reductions of an unknown size. We wish the very best to all those affected.
Ryan writes in and says Beyond. With the recent happenings at Evolution, do you think Drive Club will see a release even within a couple years? With the director leaving, the layoffs at Evolution, and the news last week about the game going back to the drawing board, do you think we will ever see this title?
Yeah, I think we'll see it.
Yeah.
How far out?
Far out, man.
Far out, bro.
I think it'll come out this year.
Really?
But I think the game's in trouble. I think there's problems with the game. But here's the way I look at it. Just kind of putting things together. They didn't announce the delay of Drive Club until about 6 weeks before PS4 came out. So like it seemed like they were gonna hit the date until like really close to that, like when they realized that they probably had to go to cert or not.
You really think so?
Yeah. So like I don't feel like. I feel like they would have been smart enough to say something earlier than that because it actually made it look worse by announcing it that late. So I think that there's a fundamental problem with a part of the game.
Sure.
And that's what going back to the drawing board is for?
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think that there's a lot involved when it comes to doing something like that. I think there's a lot of shareholders and investors that are sort of just like, this game's been announced, like let's not take more wind out of the sales of the PS4 right now. The actual sales. The boat sales.
Right.
Which lead to real sales in stores, like selling things. But I think there's a lot more involved, which is kind of like the sad part of this industry. It's not just like a creative team can bring a game out to us and be like, hey, it's not ready, it's delayed. I think they're probably like, we're going to try and make this work, but we really want to tell people it's delayed right now. And they're like, kind of suffocate that, hold it on for a little bit.
Yeah, it could be.
That's my theory.
I think it's weird. I think the one thing that's weird is that there's typically not layoffs at a studio where they're crunching. So
that is weird.
Well, let's go to number 8, and this might bring some more clarity.
Okay.
Drive Club's director has left Evolution Studios to found his own studio called Big Red Switch Games. Carl Rogers left the studio in February and has previous experience at Codemaster, Sega, and EA. Whether this affects the development of Drive Club remains to be seen.
It's awfully close to Knob Switch, which was our game, our independent game we were talking about.
So the director left the studio.
Yeah.
They had layoffs. I don't know.
You're thinking it's done or as close to being done.
I just think that there's a fundamental issue with the like. I don't know what it is. I don't have any information. I just feel like there's probably just something about the game that
the cars don't move.
I was going to say, they got to the end and like, nobody animated the tires.
They put squares there. Gung, gung, gung.
So I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like the layoffs indicate to me that the game might be released soon because maybe they're entering cert. In which case they don't need the developers anymore, but they are trying to get everything in before April 1st when they're.
So what does that mean for us that they're pushing out a 6?
I don't know. I mean, the game might be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Evolution's a good studio,
right?
Sure.
And they were given a second lease on life after MotorStorm Apocalypse, which they deserved because MotorStorm Apocalypse was screwed over.
Yeah, exactly. Time around a natural disaster. Your game about natural disasters. But that's a similar thing, right? Where the release day got moved and then there was no promotion when it came out. It just came out. Which would be the weird thing here. If it's like you're already insert and they're going to make an announcement later this month that it's out next month or something, and then whoa, what the?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to try to stealth release it or not. We'll see.
Stealth.